Broadcasting live from the prismatic vista on the plane of wherever it is in modern horizons, it's Tap Tap Concede. And this week, I'm joined by three very special guests. I have Michael Majors from Wizards of the Coast.
Hey, everyone.
I have MTG Nerd Girl, a.k.a. Brittany Hamilton.
Hey, guys.
And I have the one and only Brian David Marshall.
Hey, everyone.
Pro Tour Historian Emeritus, correct?
Yes, a title I have made up.
Yes, and Fancy Sitter, if you're watching the video version. You got like the Riker action going.
Thank you for saying that correctly.
My enunciation is good when it needs to be. And I am joined by such wonderful guests because we just wrapped up the Modern Horizons pre-release, which was very fun and cool. So congratulations on some great play design there.
Woo. Glad y'all enjoyed it.
It was
We're
awesome.
going to crack Modern Horizons packs now, right?
We are not because
I got to go.
The set's not out yet. Instead, we're going to go through our bountiful backlog of crack-a-packs that many of our generous viewers have given to us. But before I get to that, I do want to say, speaking of generosity and bounty and help and support, this podcast is brought to you by Card Kingdom, a kingdom of cards. That's their slogan now. They can't make me stop. They're going to have to get an injunction. And by the wonderful and generous and forgiving people at patreon.com. Thank you so much for your support. You help us. You pay me to do this, which I don't know if I would because I don't know if I do a good job, but that's okay. And now let us begin and crack the packs. Michael, would you like to roll the first dice?
I thought you said forgiving people.
Well, they're forgiving and giving.
No, you can't take me anywhere.
12. Perfect. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so this is Conflux. And before we started, you suggested we try to play Stump Michael, Brian?
Sure.
How do you feel about Conflux?
Not good.
Not good. We'll just do Conflux normally then.
I definitely played during Conflux, but like I feel like it's going to be a challenge. So I'm willing to participate.
Okay. I don't want to make you feel bad.
I do.
You're not going to.
I absolutely do.
Oh, well, in that case, you're the guest. Please.
So I should look away. That's how this is going to
Well,
work.
I'm going to read the card.
Are we picking a specific card?
No, we're just going to go through the pack. I'm going to read the card.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you the name, and then you can take a guess, and then I'll put it up on the card reader for everybody, including our people, our
So
viewers.
I don't need to shield my eyes.
No. Okay, so our first one is Esper Cormorants. I don't remember this card.
2W, 3/3 flyer artifact creature.
Oh my gosh! That's correct.
Do I need to say the creature type as well?
I need the flavor text.
You
Actually.
can give as much as you want.
Artifact creature bird.
I'm just waiting for Paul to get up on the card reader. Am I in the right spot, Paul? Yep. Michael, I know you weren't feeling particularly confident about this, but I believe you actually nailed this one 100%. Esper Cormorants is 2 white-blue, a 3/3 flyer artifact creature bird.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got some false confidence now.
Okay, so we're going to put that in the Michael is winning pile.
All right,
there
here,
you are.
give me
Okay.
that one. I'll put that over here as
There
the,
was no
even
flavor
got the
text.
creature type.
Okay.
keep that in the win pile.
All right, so okay. Oh, hey, this is a creature type that just came back in Modern Horizons. We have the parasitic Strix.
2U artifact creature owl or bird.
I'm gonna give bird on this one.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it looks like an owl, but it's a bird.
Correct.
Yeah, I said 2/2 flyer. When card name enters the battlefield, if you control a white or black permanent, your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
Oh my gosh, you are like 99% of the way there. It's just if you control a black permanent.
I would give him the win. I would give him the win on that.
I'm giving you the win on this. It's not like you were like, it's a bird.
It does look like an owl, though.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember it looking like an owl.
All right, so, interesting. Do you have like a photographic memory where you picture the bird?
My memory's rancid.
I don't know. You're 2 for 2 so far.
And we were out late last night.
I went home to be a responsible person. I have nothing to do with how much beer got drank. Even Trailblazers, our next card.
There's a lot of flyers in this set.
Yeah.
2-dub, 2/1 flyer bird. As long as you control something, I believe it gets additional toughness.
You are very close. It is. You are right on all the creature type stuff. It has domain. Its toughness is equal to the number of basic
wow.
land types among lands you control. So I guess if this is an Esper card, like, or I guess it's because it could be Naya too, or but like it's a 2/3 essentially for 3 probably.
Right.
Bird Soldier.
My head was in the right place. I just didn't know the details.
I'm going to give you a 60%, and that's still a pass.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Sure.
that's
Where's
a pass.
that passing?
Like. A 60% is a pass? Like
I don't
elementary school? High school?
Okay.
And we can put that one as a maybe right
I'm pretty
here.
sure
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like a C- is a 50%.
I just
right?
want to hold myself accountable. Like I was close, but
Well, I mean, if
Isn't
you don't
60% a D?
I thought it was an F.
60% a D in most.
Oh, okay.
My degree in education coming in handy.
There you go. All right, I'll trust
All right,
your,
well, this
your
just-
Well, you know
experience.
what?
This just became a fail.
Okay, you have a degree, so but you remember the old chant of D for degree because a D is still a bare pass, right?
Right. Oh no.
No, the new thing is C's get degrees.
I actually knew,
C's get
I actually knew
degrees.
this card though.
Oh, it's not dismal failure is just Paul being.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's just
Oh, that's
Paul
like a
being
planar
salty.
chaos card or something.
Yeah. Our next card is a very simple one. It's Kaleidoscope.
It's funny that you would lead with that. I believe it's like a mana Silex. It's like, Kaleidoscope. So I want to say it's like a mana washer, but I might be mixing it up. I think it costs 1, and it's an artifact, and you can pay 1 to color wash. I don't know the exact words.
You're wrong, but in the right wheelhouse of wrongness. It's a 2-mana artifact, and you pay 5, and you
Yeah.
get Wooburg out of it. So I'm gonna say that you were there in theory and in spirit, but not in actuality.
No, that's just I bricked on that one.
What about an Ember Weaver?
I don't know if this
You
is.
know I got this one.
I don't know
Oh,
if this is.
really?
I don't know if this is a spider or a red card.
All right, what do you
Go
think?
for
I
it.
believe it's a 2/3 spider with reach for 2 and a green, and if you control a red permanent, it gets +2/+0.
It's just +1/+0.
All right, +1/+0. Okay.
Yeah, but you nailed it. This is
Oh,
very
and first
impressive.
strike. Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
and first strike.
Yeah.
There you
A
go.
quality spider.
Yeah, that card's nice.
Oh, that is a good spider. All those flyers that we just saw earlier in the pack.
Yeah.
You do love spiders.
I do.
Yeah. I feel like there's no better BDM card than a spider. What about Constricting Tendrils?
I believe it's just 1U aura enchant creature. Enchanted creature has -6/-0.
That is something else, I think. This is very close. It is one of those like power. It's an instant target creature -3/-0 until end of turn and cycling 2. But very close.
Poor snake.
What about Tukatung Thalid?
G creature fungus. 1/1 when card name dies, create a colorless 1/1 token of some kind.
It's you are basically there. You just get a green sapperling and
it's a
not
sapperling, I
a
see.
colorless token. I'm prepared to give that to you because you were so close. Like correct mana cost, correct creature type, correct stats, just like what the correct stats on the token.
Right. Correct
Agreed.
material production, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like sure the token came out wrong, but we can put a coat of green paint on it.
I was thinking of
Sip
that one
it.
from it must have been Return to Innistrad, or right, Shadows over Innistrad. Maybe that's one I was thinking of. Similar card to this.
What about Ash's Favor?
I know this is, or I believe it's a white aura. I want to say it's like 1 dub aura enchant creature. When card name enters the battlefield, name a color. Creature has protection from that color. Something like that.
You're in the right sort of like wheelhouse. It is an aura, but it's 2 and a white. And enchanted
You're just being nice.
creature has
I
flying, first strike,
blew
and
it.
it was still the right. You're like I don't know, instant, right? Like you were close. I'm gonna
is
say
much nicer than
40%
she
of the
should
way
be.
there. Well, I don't have to grade people for a living. I love everything. Everything's so wonderful.
I just like crushing their spirits.
Well, you have the degree in education and I don't, so
Gotta
That's
make
why I
you
got it.
strong.
yeah. What about Rupture Spire?
This is a land. when card name enters the battlefield, sacrifice it or pay 1. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Correct. It comes into play tapped, but I'm prepared to give it to you. I'm saying that's a 95%.
I left that off. Yes.
No, it's fine. Good job. You win again.
The land coming to play tapped is pretty important.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I shortcutted that. I definitely know what this card does.
How many Rupture Spires are there now?
Probably like 4 or 5. I would
Yeah,
guess.
it feels like there's a lot. It feels like
Something
this is
like
like a really nice kind of just limited card that you can put into a set, right? I assume that this card
Right.
exists generally for limited, right?
Right. There's the gate version as well.
Yeah.
Transguild Promenade. Is that right?
Yeah. Just any kind. A minor drawback, but you get, the color fixing that you need.
Your
Nice
greed
color
gets
fixing.
rewarded.
Yep.
Yes. Speaking of rewards, will you find a reward by telling us what Vectus Agents does or is?
I want to say this is like a blue card with a white-black activation. All right, I'm actually tapping on this one. I don't know.
I don't remember this card at all. It's 3 blue-black. It's a
I remember
4/3
this.
human rogue. It gets -2, -0 until end of turn. It is unblockable if you pay a blue and a black. So it becomes a 2/3, but is unblockable. Interesting.
I vaguely remember this card.
Yeah, I could probably have gotten like 2,000 cards into Magic before even like trying to recall what this card was.
I didn't play during the set. I have no idea what any of these cards are.
This set came out right before. Like, I remember this set was rotating just as I started playing. And so I was like, oh, all this multicolored stuff, that kind of looks cool. Oh, Zendikar was my first set. So that was...
How long ago did Conflux come out now?
right before Zendikar.
Right before Zendikar. Okay. So that was...
I played much longer, but like way before then. But I was like in a 3-year break at this point, and I missed like a ton of stuff.
You missed this block. I want
Yeah.
to say that this set came out probably like 9 years ago, probably, Paul. I don't know. Paul's really busy. Why am I asking him to do this? He's got to get Hellspark Elemental ready. What's Hellspark Elemental?
All right. 1R creature elemental. Trample haste at the beginning of your insta. Sacrifice card name. It's a 3/1. It has unearth 1R.
Just nailed it. Perfect.
Yeah.
You know your Hellspark Elementals.
Constructed player.
Yeah, I can probably
Oh.
name all the constructed cards.
Conflux went on sale on February 6th, 2009.
So 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, very close to 10,000 years, or very close to 10 years ago.
Yes, we are
yeah,
broadcasting from the future.
by
After
like,
10,000 years, I'm finally free to ask you to tell me what Paragon of Amesha does. Paragon of the Amesha, which is a card I also don't
I
remember.
have Steward of Valoron in my head, but that's just not this card.
You know what? The art's not dissimilar if I'm thinking of the same card that you are.
I'm thinking of G-Dub 2/2 Vigilance, tap for G for some reason. That's not what this card does.
No, not at all. But I'm glad you're thinking of it.
What is the name again?
Paragon of the Amesha.
Oh, okay. So we're in the uncommon. So this is definitely the one that... Okay, yeah. This has a Wooburg activation. So
It does!
This is 2-dub, 2/2 first strike. Wooburg card name gets +3/+3 flying and lifelink until end of turn.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to flip the table. That was insane.
Wow! I can't
It becomes
believe
an
it.
angel. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm
I
still
messed
giving
it
that
up.
Tear
to
that
you.
card up. He doesn't
it-
get credit.
Right, because it becomes like a Baneslayer angel, right? That's
Yeah.
That's the joke.
But like he's riding a cat, right? So
That's dope.
that could be like a different angle of there's the steward there.
I thought Stewart had a cat in
No.
it. Huh. Well, and I don't know what I'm talking about, which is a good thing because we're not doing Stump Kathleen because everyone would be like, I think we all know what Path to Exile does, so I'm not going to quiz you on that one. That's a pretty common one. But Scepter of Insight.
Is this the rare?
Yes, this is the rare.
So Fugue was the black one that made your opponent discard cards.
Here, can I read you the
This
flavor
is-
text?
Sure.
The road to truth has many branches, and so must the cane with which I walk it. Voln the Elder. If that doesn't give it away, I don't know what will.
Thank you for that. I think it is 1U, 3U tap, draw a card.
Very close. It's 1 blue, 3 and blue tap, draw a card.
Okay, it's very important. Do you give him that one? Or
Yeah,
not?
I do.
Okay.
Brittany, do you?
I'd give him half credit.
Half credit.
All right. Well, between the two
got
of us,
60%
he
for
gets
less.
70. He gets 75%, which is like at least a B-, I think.
I thought that was a C.
75 is a C.
I thought that
Is
was
it really?
You're the worst.
Well, I don't know. I haven't like I went to school in a different place.
Canada.
Where you could just
Canada.
fail and they were like,
Yay. But like 50% is more than half, right? So that's why 50% is like a D-, right? Which is still technically a pass because you got more than half.
50%.
I want to go to
they
your
start,
school.
Yeah, 50% is.
Good job.
It's technically
You're better than half.
I thought you
Yeah.
just needed I thought you needed like a C average to pass. Is it actually? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I
It
don't
was
know.
a long time ago.
I don't
It
know.
It
could
was
be
a
the
while
difference
ago.
between states and Canada too.
So
Sure.
if we give
What's
this,
the cutoff? What's the cutoff for an A in the States?
90.
90s an A.
It's typically 90. Some places it's like they do plus minus systems, and it'll be like
Yeah. Or they like round or curve.
Okay, interesting. There's no curving in Canadian schools. They curve nothing. You get what you get.
interesting.
So in high
So
school,
that might be why our averages, like our like
Yeah.
grade points, are a little bit more forgiving because a few smart people aren't going to pull up the low people,
That makes sense.
right? So there's like I've never been to a school where anything has been curved. So if what I recall is that 80% was an A-, and like 85 was an A, and like 95 was an
right.
A+.
So
It's
this
pretty
is
close.
This is good to have because Michael got 8.5 cards
Okay.
out of 14.
Okay. So mathematically wise, that's like 60%. I think 63 maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at math. I can't do fractions off the top of my head.
I think I failed.
I think you got a
I think
Canadian pass.
I think you passed in Canada.
Oh,
You failed in
all
the
right, well,
States.
well,
But you know where this podcast is being
We're in
recorded?
Canada right now.
Yeah, we're in Canada. Canada. Yay!
8.5 out of 14 is almost exactly, it's 60.7%.
Okay, so I wasn't so bad then.
yeah, good estimation there.
Phew. I get a C- for math as well. But we're in Canada and there's no curve, so there's nobody to
it's like
bring
a
us up
B.
and down.
It's like the same. It's like a B then.
No, it's whatever 60%
It's
is.
a 60% or a Canadian B.
No. I don't think you get a B until you get to 70% in Canada. I don't know. I don't know. I need to look this up. I don't remember what I got at university for all of my grades because it
a
was
small child. You will need to know these things.
Right, but who knows what kind of weird art school that she's going to go to? Like, already, I've heard that the meat numbers that I associate with achievement are meaningless and low and bad. So, like, who knows? They might just give her, like, a stamp of a leaf and be like, congratulations, you have a leaf student. I'm like, what does that mean in percentages? I was like, well, we grade on the curve, so she's partway between an acorn and a squirrel, but we've moved her up to leaf.
The curve of the branch as it bends over the duck pond.
Okay,
to be
just,
fair.
just to clarify this, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for academic grading in Canada.
That peerless resource, Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Okay.
Beautiful oxymoron.
the British in British Columbia,
Okay.
which is
Where we are.
where we are currently filming.
Where my daughter will be assigned.
It's
points.
86% is your A.
Okay. I was close.
73 is a B.
Okay.
67 is a C plus. 60 is a C. 50 is a C minus, and anything lower than 50 or 50% is
Is a
a fail.
Okay.
I got a
so
C.
Michael C. Majors.
That's got a good
Yeah.
ring to it. A C's a pass.
I don't like it, but I passed.
You've already got your job. It's not like Watsy is going to come back and be like, hey, how did you do on that tap concede quiz?
Aaron walks through the door. I got some bad news, Mike. We gotta talk.
Haven Trailblazer.
What's the cutoff for an A+? Is it like 95? Or is it just 90?
Technically speaking, at least in high school,
There's no A+.
There's no A plus.
Okay.
And
Wait, so there's no incentive structure to get above a 95?
Oh, there is.
I mean,
above an 85, you think, right?
They still store, like, they know what the percentage is. They just don't give you a different letter grade for it.
If like, because they know what your percentages are, and you get into university based on grade percentage.
For what it's worth, it's actually
I think
different.
at least that's how it worked when I did it.
It's different in almost every province.
Yeah.
Where the cutoffs are. Some provinces don't even have it, like, don't have an F, just because it's considered, like, scary on report cards, and so they just give
Children can't fail.
They just give you a D instead.
They could just be less good. Can you look up what UNBC's grading structure is? Because that's where I went to university, and I'm feeling attacked. But we'll get back to that.
Just roll the dice.
Actually, let's let Brittany roll the dice. I got good grades in university. You wouldn't believe it, though. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Cons of Tarkir. Now, do you feel confident about this, or would you rather take a break? Because we don't have to put you on the spot for every pack we crack.
I feel pretty confident about this one, actually.
Yeah, I might actually know someone here too.
Oh, we can play stump everyone except me. I mean, because I might not remember any of
I
this.
played a lot of cons.
All right.
Which, it's probably mean I'm going to screw it up completely, but...
I did as well.
This was given to us by Solemn Storm at PAX East 2018.
Ooh.
Where'd that last pack wrapper go? Which I think I disposed of because I forgot to read the back
Right
of
here.
it. I'm bad at this. I get a D for tap tap.
Oh, it's Chef Steven.
Chef Steven, who gave that to us at C2E2. That might be a record turnaround time between giving and cracking.
What does that mean?
Typically, like, this is from PAX East 2018, so it was like from like last, like, it's over a year old. But this we just got like a little while ago because we just went to C2E2 a few months ago.
Okay, cool.
So hooray! All right. Oh, here is a card I remember very well. It is Alabaster Kieran.
Oh, this is getting awkward already. 3 dub, 2/3 flyer with vigilance. It might have activated vigilance. I'm not sure.
It looks like a flying horse of some sort.
Yeah.
It's just a 2/3
Okay.
flyer with
Kieran.
flying and vigilance. I recall this was never like awful, but never like amazing. It was like one of them 23rd cards.
Yeah. It was okay because it theoretically beats every morph in combat.
Yeah. So it was never bad, but you're not like, yeah, sick, it wheeled, right? What about a Summit Prowler?
Summit Prowler is 3 GG for a 5/5 morph, and the morph cost is also 3 GG, and it untaps something when it unmorphs.
Isn't it? I think it's red.
I'm gonna say
Or am I confusing?
you're wrong on literally everything.
Okay, I'm confusing it with a completely different card.
I think it's like a vanilla red creature, like a beady, like 5/4 for 5 or something.
Oh no, it's the 4/3 for Red 2.
Yes.
And then it was reprinted in the next set with different art
With
a
different
dragon in
art.
the background.
Yeah. That's it. There's your Summit Prowler.
Put it all together, yeah.
Yeah. We got there.
Vanilla 5/4, close-ish.
So that was a team project. So I'm going to give you both a pass because I am a very nice teacher.
Everyone contributed.
Yeah.
I'm like the kind of teacher who's like, hey kids, it's a beautiful day. Do you want to take our lesson outside but not learn anything? Great. I'm very popular, but I'm bad.
I get a leaf.
Smiley face stickers.
Teaching
Oh.
children a sense of community is very important.
Yeah. Hey, who wants just to play 7-Up even though we're all 16?
I would play something.
Yeah, I was always like, can we play 7-Up?
Heads up 7-Up, that game? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I haven't thought of that in forever.
It's way better than learning
Oh,
math.
is that the one where people are scum and they like peek over and like
Yeah.
look at people's
Yep.
shoes and they're like, oh, it was that person.
That was the worst.
Why cheat at 7-Up? Why not feed the clan?
1G instant. I actually don't know the upgrade. It's gain target player. Or, no, it's
I
just
don't
it might just be
remember it.
you gain 5 life and then morbid. This is even a modern constructed sideboard card. I believe the morbid upgrades it to 8 life.
It is ferocious because that was the mechanic of
it's
the
the
set.
ferocious card. Right.
And you gain 10 life if you control a creature with 4 or greater.
Right.
But pretty good. So I'm going to give you, because I'm the type of teacher who lets you go outside and not learn anything, C+. Kill shot.
2 dub instant kill target or destroy target attacking creature.
Correct. That's an A+. I'm going to give you a gold star. Krumar Bondkin.
Grimar Bondkin.
3B,
I believe this
for
is one with Outlast.
a 3/3 with Outlast B1.
Or
Is it a 3/3 or is it bigger? It's like a 6/3 or something. Is that dirtily guy? He's like a giant whomping like 3/2 black or something like that. 6/3.
Oh, is it the Morph Vanilla?
I'd say Michael's the closest. It is a 3 black for a 5/3 with a morph of 5.
How is he the closest?
Because
I
he
had
said
the
it was
mana
vanilla.
cost.
Well, more vanilla.
Yeah, my first answer is definitely wrong. I had like Enoch Bondkin on my mind or whatever. and
Yeah,
thought
I
it
was
Outlast.
thinking. I thought it was like there's like a 3/3 black Outlast guy.
I
right?
don't remember a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
cards
so.
from this set. Is what I'm learning from this little.
I don't have a high correlation between the card names and the cards I remember.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
I feel
you're
like I
thinking
was
of.
robbed on this one.
All right, fine. Michael and Brittany both get points. No points for Brian. The score is 15 love. Crippling Chill.
That's easy.
2 instant tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw a card.
Correct, 100%. That's an extra leaf on your report card. What about Efreet Weapon Master?
I believe this is the Jeskai ones. 3 RU dub. 4/3 first strike. Morph 2 RW.
Wow.
When card name is unmorphed, target creature gains +3/+0 until end of turn.
Oh my gosh! Perfect! Perfect! 100%.
Oh,
That
I left off the enters the battlefield part.
Okay, or turn face up though. I'm gonna give that. You didn't get
that was
anything
good.
wrong.
I remembered the colors and it was a morph and I had zero idea what it did.
There's so many things on that card. There's
Yeah.
the morph cost. There's its cost. There's what happened. There was the first strike.
Well, there's a whole cycle that's like cost
Right,
6
right,
and
yep.
unmorphs for 5.
Yeah.
There was a common cycle with each wedge.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna skip this one. Abzan banner was the Abzan colored banner. I think. What about Throttle? This was, I recall, picking this quite highly.
4B instant. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn.
And now we just have like, what was it? What's the card in War? Obnixilus's Cruelty, just like
Yeah.
-5 for 3. 2 and a two
The,
and black.
the dial on -4/-4 varies wildly from set
Right.
to set, right? Like we've gotten that for BB, right?
and it exiles too.
And then
BB.
sometimes BB is Vicious Hunger.
Yep.
Yeah, the removal dial for a while was like not good, but they're powering it back up now, I think. Windscarred Crag is a land, so I'm just going to skip that one because it's not as exciting. Enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. What about Stubborn Denial?
You instant counter target instant or not? Is it not? No, it's not non-creature. It's instant or sorcery spell
I think so.
unless its controller. No, is it?
No.
No. It
it's-
is non-creature. Yeah, it's counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. Ferocious counter target non-creature spell.
Wow. That's 100%. You almost did it, and then like I was trying to like play like coy with my face, and then I didn't because I was so impressed that you were like you were talking yourself over the cliff, and then you grabbed on and you came
I
back.
tried to push you
Jeez.
because I agreed with you first. I thought it was correct. I thought
Pretty,
you were
pretty
right.
like modern
This is-
playable
this is a
card.
modern
This is
playable
like in the
card,
Death
yeah.
Shadow decks pretty
Oh, is it
aggressively.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't play a lot of modern, so. What about Sultai Flare?
2 Sultai UGB 2/4 when card name enters the battlefield. I don't know if it's look at or reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, the rest in your graveyard.
Does anybody else want to take a guess?
Isn't
Yeah,
it a
no, I
mana
know it-
producer?
I play with the card you're talking about.
Oh, is that
in my
Soothsayer?
It's
That's
like a-
Sultai Soothsayer.
Soothsayer.
Is it
I
like
play
a,
with that in my commander
a
deck.
1/2 snake that does some stuff, mana stuff?
Brian, any guesses?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna just not answer. I'm gonna take Tim Aiton's Jeopardy advice and not guess.
Yeah, that's fair. So Brian
yeah.
stays on the
Right,
board
yep.
with $300.
Oh, I'm like negative $700 right now. I'm just hoping to finish third and
The
get
only
1,000
part I got
bucks.
right was
Oh,
snake.
but then you get the consolation prize of
Yeah.
a toaster from Proctor Silex. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, you gain 4 life. It's a 3/4 for 4. I don't recall playing this a lot.
Yeah, I do. I just couldn't remember the name.
I think what I'm doing is I'm making my own creatures out of multiple sets
Yeah.
and just like morphing them together and be
Oh,
like, this
yeah.
is what this is.
This is what I want, is a 1/2 spider that when, what about Despise?
B sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a creature or planeswalker card, and they discard it.
Correct, 100%. And
didn't remember that
today's
at all.
daily double, Icy Blast.
Ooh.
So we're at the rare.
Yes, this is the rare.
Icy Blast. I don't remember this card.
I don't remember. I played this set a lot. I love this whole block.
I
and
did
I'm like,
too,
why
and
don't I
I-
remember any of this.
It's
probably
either
not very
mono
good
blue or
limited.
Jeskai, I assume.
It is blue.
Okay. All right. Well, I got. A little
I
peek,
think
so.
it's gonna be blue and like tap all creatures they don't untap, like something. No, that's like
Blue,
sleep,
blue X, tap X creatures.
something like that.
Very close.
Beep beep beep. Good job. Brian has rung in with something that I
Oh.
have. The Jeopardy judges have.
Tap, you're
A
right.
blue
Tap
X.
X
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah, blue and X, and if
Oh yeah,
ferocious.
right.
If you control a creature with
This
power
card was
4 or
sweet.
greater.
I remember this card now.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember this set, so I'm a bad judge. But that's okay because I'm cracking the packs and not guessing. But that does it for our Cons of Tarkir pack. Shall we roll the dice one more time?
Sure.
Is
How
it-
about we do story
for-
time this time and we just talk about stories about cards?
Yes, let's do that. No more stumping.
Yeah,
people,
because I'm really bad at this game.
But I think we've proven that.
I'm dead average. That's what we've concluded.
No, I'm very
Only in Canada.
impressed.
Only in Canada.
I was gonna ask from a Crack-a-Pack perspective, what's the first pick in that one?
Oh right, yeah. What's our first pick here? We have
In a draft.
The uncommon slots. We have Stubborn Denial. We have Sultai Flare and Despise, and we have Icy Blast for the rare.
Icy Blast is not weak.
No, and then I'll just pass them around, and you guys can look at the comments. I'd probably just take the Icy Blast.
Throttle, final answer.
Throttle, final answer.
Yeah, this pack is actually pretty weak. Yeah, I think.
Maybe actually, would you just take the banner, and just be like, look, mana fixing? Then I can,
No, I think banners go around pretty late, and there's a lot of dual
Oh no,
lands.
it was the tri-lands that you wanted to like prioritize.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
taking.
tri-lands
I'd snap
are
up a
really strong.
tri-land for sure.
What's the morph creature?
I like the Jeskai morph
Yeah,
creature.
I
Yeah.
think the Weapon Master, the Crippling Chill, the Throttle, or the Icy Blast are the defensible picks.
Oh, I forgot about Crippling Chill. That was pretty good.
It was pretty good. It usually came around kind of late, but
I
it
think
was still a nice
Throttle's
card.
better.
Depending
then-
on how much experience I had with the format, I would probably like bias towards the Icy Blast to try it, right?
Mhm.
You know, if I hadn't played
Yeah.
a bunch.
Yeah,
But-
because you're going to see it less often.
Another reason you might want to choose the Icy Blast over the Throttle is Mardu was very highly drafted and Temur was very underdrafted, so you can almost force it every time and just get like the absolute best pool.
Yeah, Temur was actually, if you could get good Temur cards, it was very, very good, but you had to get them.
That's the thing though, like it was so underdrafted that like I was getting, the big ape that cost just like one of each. It was like a 4/4 that or 6/6 that did a bunch of stuff. I would get like 2 of them in each draft, like pretty consistently because they were
Wow,
just
'cause
never.
people didn't want
Nobody
Temur?
would play Temur.
Huh.
My favorite common in the set was Monastery Flock.
What did that do?
I don't remember.
2U,
Yeah.
05.
Oh, right, but it had a morph? Did
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yeah. 05 Defender Flying, there it is. This card is nice.
All right, because
And isn't there another like blue wall morph that like when it flipped up you got to look at their hand or something?
That sounds familiar. Yeah, there was a cycle where you unmorph them by revealing a colored card.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember exactly either.
Well, let's roll the dice one more time, but no more guessing. Now just chatting.
Okay.
6.
2, 4, 6. Urza's Legacy.
Oh, this is
Whoa,
a,
this is a sweet
nice
pack.
set to discuss. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Urza's Legacy is not the first. Urza's Destiny is the first set with foils, right?
I was leaning on you for this one.
Yeah, I think Urza's Legacy is the second set in Urza, right? It's Urza's Saga, Urza's Legacy, Urza's Destiny.
That sounds right.
So Urza's Destiny, I believe, is the first foil set. So we can't get a foil Grim Monolith and run out of here with it.
But what are the chase cards in Urza's Legacy?
Honestly, like a lot of them are
Just
banned, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Urza's block is notorious for contributing multiple cards.
Well, I mean,
to
it
the
gave us
banned list.
Tron, right? Didn't it?
No.
No?
No.
Antiquities was the original.
Yeah, Antiquities. Yeah.
Is what gave us Tron. Okay.
You
I
just
don't-
like Urzatron. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I did not play at this point,
Yeah.
so this is way back into the annals of which my mind does not reach. This pack was given to us by Colin
This
and
is
Liz.
Memory Jar, right?
I think so.
I think this set is Memory Jar.
I've been playing for a long time, and even Urza's is like right before my time.
The
Oh,
cards
wow.
blur a little bit.
You guys are so good at this. Like for me, Magic sets, being that I only play limited, once the set's gone, it's like a class from last semester. I remember nothing.
Oh, no,
I'm
I've-
just done with it.
Purge.
I've definitely purged a lot.
I'm also a primary limited player, so I'm like, what did I draft? Right? And then, like, after that, it's like, PAX East 2018, this pack is from.
That is a very generous gift from 2018.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I guess this has been sitting around since 2004.
So
This should be cool.
so your chase guys, and this is going to be your Grim Monolith
Oh, so this.
in Urza's Legacy. Grim Monolith, Palancron, No Mercy, Memory Jar.
Oh.
That's
So
Spicy
this is
set.
the first foil set then.
Defense of the Heart, Deranged
Oh, is
Hermit.
it?
Deranged Hermit's in this set. Oh, my. Okay.
So is this the first set with foils? It was one of the two.
We have a foil
We have a
in this.
foil.
Okay, all right.
Tell
So
you
we,
what, this is definitely a set with foils.
okay. Well, this,
Maybe the
this could be
first.
this could be an exciting
Ooh.
addition for somebody's collection.
So this is Defender of Law is our first card. It's a 2/1 for 2 and a white. It has protection from red. You could play Defender of Law anytime you could play an instant. So it's got flash, essentially. Sort of. How does that template out now?
It would be Flash.
It would
yes.
be flash? Interesting.
That card's sweet.
Thank you for the fun pack, Colin.
Yeah. And Liz.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, protection is something that we don't see a lot of nowadays. It's a pretty complicated mechanic, but this card's really nice.
But now you would have hexproof from
Hexproof
red.
from something is a way that we've templated it. But yeah,
How much of that is to, like, let's just say this said protection from white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the classic example of Black Knight. How much of it is because newer players assume that a Black Knight can't be killed with Wrath of God? Or is that just...
that's a factor for sure. Right. There's just so much package into protections. Like you cannot be blocked by a creature with this color. You cannot be enchanted by kind of it actually came up yesterday during our pre-release where Brittany had a shelter that gave a creature
I was gonna say
protection
the same
and
thing,
made an
yeah.
aura fall off. It's like that kind of stuff. Like
So if you have hexproof from red, that doesn't work. Whereas if you have protection from red, it'll fall off.
exactly. So like
Interesting.
that's something that Modern Horizons is where we have a higher tolerance for complexity and we were willing to do, but is not something that we're always willing to put into our normal releases.
Right.
I appreciate that. I'm just looking at the official page for this, and indeed, it's Oracle to just flash now. But because of the way it was originally worded, it actually does have the rules clarification that this card is not an instant spell, no matter when you cast it. it is still a creature. It's just a creature that you cast at instant speed.
I remember protection from creatures being something like when I was a kid. There was a lot like, I honestly don't remember the name. Sorry, but every single person in the play group, like 10 of us or whatever, we all had a different definition of how that was going to work and how it was going to interact with trample. Like sometimes you were going to take the trample damage, but like no, technically you don't kill it. You have to assign kill damage, so it just eats it all. Like nobody could agree. So protection is quite
Judge.
difficult.
I can see why they phased it out. Speaking of mechanics that have been phased out, our next card is Plague Beetle, which is a 1/1 for 1 black, which has Swamp Walk.
He's adorable. I've never
That's
seen this
adorable.
card. I like him.
terrifying.
He's cute.
Where are the eyes?
Look, there's it's the red bits.
No, aren't they at the end of the stalks?
No, those are their sensi feelers.
Oh, okay.
Is that like a creature's arm and it's like just being devoured and there's like a pool of blood and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah,
my goodness.
old school magic art is quite like metal.
Savage, yeah.
We have very different definitions of adorable, I think.
So you mentioned that like some mechanics have been phased out. Just like, and I noticed that we don't do like blank walk anymore. Is that just because it's irritating?
I can't speak too intelligently to this, but my best guess would just be like, is this really that fun?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, I can have this like collage of memories of playing like, F&M sealed or draft or whatever around this time. And, you'd be like, play someone and they're like, oh, now I'm going to bring in my, kind of terrible Swamp Walk creature, right? Like, you played yesterday, Kathleen, a 1/1 for 1.
Unblockable.
That was unblockable. And you probably wouldn't have played it if you didn't have something that leaned heavily on unblocked creatures getting through. Right?
Yes, correct.
Like, just to do 1 point of damage for 1 mana is just not super exciting, and it
don't think
doesn't
it's
make
worth a
anybody feel
card.
smart.
No.
Right.
No,
You feel
I
dumb
agree.
if you lose to it. You don't feel like a genius if you win with it.
Yeah, if you lose to it, it's because they had a stupid unblockable they couldn't do anything about. And if you win with it, it's like, well, luckily I got this card.
But that's
Right.
much different now than it was before. Like I remember like 6/6 Leviathan with Island Walk, right? Which is a much bigger threat than like the dirtily 1/1
Sure.
like you're talking about. So you don't really necessarily need the interactions.
I feel like the reduction in the like whatever or the removal of the whatever walk as a constant thing is like just the general taking away of like color hosers
Yeah.
as a thing. Like now they
Definitely a good
prefer to
point.
just do unblockable and just have it sort of as a thing,
Yep.
rather than counter target blue spell or whatever.
So a casualty of this for me is that I always loved being able to find a way to sack a land at instant speed.
Oh, so you can block something.
To
yeah.
block something, like that had swamp walking. You'd be like, all right, I'm going to harrow away my swamp, and I'm going to go get 2 non-swamps, and then I'm going to block your creature, right? And like that was always an exciting interaction.
Super feel smart moment. Yeah.
That's the only downside to no more blank walk is just like you can't do that.
I personally,
That probably
it
is like the only
It is like a
downside.
tragedy for me.
Well, I'm sorry to talk about tragedy on this fun podcast, but we must move on. Speaking of like protection, this is like old mechanics, the set. Yavimaya Scion is our next card.
Protection from artifacts.
Protection from artifacts. It's a 4/4 for 5 with protection from artifacts. It's a tree.
I
folk.
love that art, by the way. How great is that?
that art's
For
awesome.
especially for that card. Tony Dieterlizzi.
This tree just looks so smug. It's like that's not
Yeah.
gonna work.
And those dudes are like, "Mrr." This looks like fairy tale art. It doesn't.
It does.
It is.
It doesn't
Yeah,
look
it's
like
very-
it belongs in the same set as Plague
Plague
Beetle.
Beetle.
Plague Beetle's like, I'll eat your flesh from your bones, and they're like, "Derp-a-der."
Tony
Look at this.
Dieterlizzi's gone on to become like a huge children's book author. Doing
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got I don't remember the name of it right now, but he has a huge book series which is all done in like this kind of like
Right, you totally get that
style
vibe from
of,
this.
like kind of like somewhat dark fantasy for kids.
Oh,
That's
wow.
sweet.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he's amazingly talented.
Wow. You are not just the Pro Tour historian emeritus. You are magic art historian.
I do love the range of magic art. I do one of the things that I love the quality of the art in the game today, but I miss the spectrum of art that we got in the game in the early days, and this is an example of something that I don't think we would necessarily see in Magic now.
It's a lot more unique.
I
Yeah.
feel like, especially with I started to talk about Modern Horizons again. There's a lot of Seb McKinnon artwork in Modern Horizons,
gonna
which
bring
is a
that up,
bit
yeah.
bit more like, I would say, interpretive than some of the art we've seen in other blocks. Was that like a conscious decision to make the art a bit more like varied?
I'm not exactly sure, but I get the impression that our creative director is like, this is an opportunity to, so typically in a lot of standard releases, we're trying to showcase a plane or specific characters or like a very, get the feeling of this setting in particular. Like
You need to tell a
Amonkhet, for
cohesive
example.
story, right?
Exactly. Like Amonkhet, we're trying to tell, an Egyptian setting or, et cetera. So something like Modern Horizons, which is kind of like a hodgepodge of a bunch of different settings and characters and places. It's like, just have some free reign, just like
And a
do some cool stuff.
hodgepodge homage to older
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
You talked about,
Yeah.
when we were doing some other thing here.
So-
we were doing, that. So it is gonna reference those kind of like art styles.
So you think more generic sets like maybe a core set or something like that are less likely to have new art assigned to cards as compared to like a heavily themed set? If they make a reprint, they're more likely to change the art.
Like if you reprinted pacifism in, say, a Kaldheim set. I'm trying not to talk about stuff like you'd probably have like a Viking pacifism or something like that, as
Right,
opposed to just
yeah.
the classic art.
It's like the more general the setting or whatever the tone, then like the more likely that just art that is pre-existed might end up in the set.
And people who are not watching this are going to be really disappointed. People who are just listening to it, it's going to be
Well, I mean, you can go
open
watch.
up Gatherer.
on our YouTube page, youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, to see all this fine art. This is also kind of a cute piece of art, by the way. This is Miscalculation. This is everybody's favorite silver golem being like, "Mah."
Goofy Karn.
Yeah, everybody's favorite. This is an interrupt, which I guess is an instant now. 1 in the blue, counter target spell unless its caster pays an additional 2, and it has cycling for 2.
Yeah, I imagine, Brian, you can speak to the subtle differences between instant interrupt and that update.
Sure. So interrupts were something that you could play. They were faster than instants. And it was... So if I bolted you... it changed many times, but basically you needed to play an interrupt, which is what counter spells were generally called. And there were a couple of, I think, fringe cards that were also... And then... So if I did this, if you cast an instant, you countered something, and then I countered it, and you couldn't respond with, say, a lightning bolt, because all the interrupts had to resolve before all the instants resolved, and you couldn't add another instant to the stack.
It was like instant plus.
Yeah.
Needless to say, very convoluted.
It was super insane. By the way, there was even a point where there were cards that could you couldn't play an interrupt during damage prevention.
Oh,
So
Lord.
there was a card called Core Chant, which was like this weird fringe thing where you could prevent damage and redirect it to something your opponent controlled, and even if they had a counter spell, they couldn't play it because it was only maybe this is and it could only be played during damage prevention because that's just when it happened, and you couldn't play interrupts. It was like some crazy... There's like all these crazy corner cases on timing that have just been cleaned up super well by the New World Order of Magic.
Magic has been simplified a little bit in this regard for the better.
Yes.
I imagine being a professional this time is going to be very difficult because if you travel from like card store to card store, it's going to be like the Wild West. Like every single it's going to be almost like house rules for some of this stuff.
No, I mean the rules were pretty codified. Like there was the people who knew the rules knew. The problem is you could get like moved down a road towards a certain play, and then they'd be like, "Gotcha." That's not how the rules work, right?
In competitive play.
Even at the store level, judges people were always, the judge program's always been pretty great.
I mean, nobody at my local store could tell me how protection from creatures worked. So,
well, most other stores, I don't know. I guess my store experience might be a little different than other people's store experience.
Speaking of Modern Horizons, again, I think this is flavorfully appropriate or flavorfully connected to some of the other goblins in Modern Horizons. We have Goblin Medics. Whenever Goblin Medics becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player.
Yeah,
It's a 1/1 for 3, so it's like a little tapper with the greatest flavor text. First, do some harm.
A great example of how goblins can mean well and just kind of screw it up.
Yeah. Goblins are like kind of low-key very funny, right?
Right.
And that's a design choice to make them kind of goofy.
Yeah,
Goblin Grenade is one of my favorite cards.
I'm totally digging Jeff Laubenstein's stuff in this pack.
Yeah.
Because he also did Miscalculation. He just has
definitely
he is definitely a master of the what kind of facial expression on a Magic card.
I feel like Jeff Laubenstein looked at the Discworld covers and we're like, yes, that's what we're going for here.
This is a super interesting a design of a card, by the way. The idea that it can't tap itself to do 1 damage to a target. You have to either attack with it or do something
or find
else.
Another
Yeah.
Convoke.
I was about to say Convoke, but it wasn't in the set.
Crew.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are just future proofing is what they were doing when they designed this card.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like, to get the effect I want, I have to attack and create some risk and some tension, and then if I combine it with another card, maybe I make a combo. That's cool and satisfying.
And this still feels on color for you, right? This still feels like it would be red.
Oh yeah.
I could see it being blue, right?
For a pinger?
I don't think so.
I don't think so anymore, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
I'm part of the New World Order of Magic things. I'm like, pinging outside of red, no. Opal Champion is our next card. It's an enchantment, even though it's called Opal Champion and has a picture of a statue on it, which makes me think it should either be a creature or an artifact. But when one of your opponents successfully casts a creature spell, if Opal Champion is an enchantment, it becomes a 3/3 creature with first strike that counts as a knight. Interesting.
Yeah, there was a whole cycle of these cards in this set that were just like these sleeping enchantments. I always loved these, like from a flavor perspective. Like, you know, they felt very storybook to me.
So the flavor from this would be like, so it's like a guard, right? And if they're playing a creature, then he wakes up to defend.
Yeah.
So because it's when it's their turn, right?
Yeah.
So it's a defender.
But then they just became that, right? They didn't go back to being an
Right.
enchantment. They would
Oh,
just
it was
stay that way.
permanent? I didn't see
yeah,
that.
yeah, it was permanent. Yeah, Opal Avenger, Opal Archangel, yeah.
Oh wow.
I think there was a green one that was pretty constructed, maybe. Seems to.
Hidden something.
Yeah, Hidden Gibbons.
Hidden Gibbons.
Yeah. It was like a anti-blue card, maybe.
Ooh, I like it.
This seems fine. What is your opponent going to do? Not play a creature? You get a 3/3 first strike for 3.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
So you have to not be at the end of the game. Like they can't be like showing lethal or close
Right.
to it.
yeah,
you know?
otherwise it's a brick. But like that seems
That card
very
was
good for
strong.
old
Yeah,
creatures.
this was a constructed playable card. For G.
Yeah.
Wow,
I should put
4/4?
this in my I should put this in my Enchantress deck in Commander and Canadian Highlander.
Oh,
actually,
your nice, friendly Enchantress.
It's very friendly. By the way, also just what I always ask people is, you know, because you can play with house rules when you play Commander. I just want to play with my favorite cards, right? We've
Right.
established that this weekend. So you would let me play with Fast Bond in my Enchantress deck, even though it's banned, right? I mean, nothing bad could happen.
Yeah. I'm sure you're just going to play one extra land a turn.
Exactly.
Oh, look at the time. It's time to repopulate.
Oh,
Sorry.
This is so cute.
Now that one is super adorable.
Yeah, that everyone agrees that this is very cute. Repopulate, also done by the same artist as Hidden Gibbons, Una Fricker.
and the Manowar artist.
Oh, cool.
She's just like the animal lady. And
Yeah.
I was like, we need a great looking animal. Go to Una, I guess. But shuffle, it's 1 and a green. Shuffle all creature cards from target player's graveyard into that player's library or cycling for 2 at instant speed.
Yeah.
Seems
Some
fine.
Joven's ferrets on
Yeah.
the card.
Yeah.
Pretty
Very good
straightforward.
ferrets.
Cycling, adorable.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what other art she's done?
Yeah.
The best
classic
Manowar art.
Yeah.
I don't even know this Manowar art.
Oh yeah, this
Oh.
is
Yeah.
Marshall Sutcliffe actually owns this original artwork.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And of course, the most powerful.
Oh, really? She did Stormcrow?
Somewhere Nate Holt is
I
smiling.
don't understand this meme. I just don't get it.
Isn't that just the nature of memes in general?
Yes. We should do, you know, the meme with like the guy
No.
looking at the girl and his other girl looks annoyed?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just do like Stormcrow and then like the guy, me, and then the other person is also me or something like that. Like,
wanna
why
do,
do I want this?
I want to do the combination of like angry guys yelling at each other, distracted boyfriend meme, and then is this a what? You know, like
and then a galaxy brain at the
yeah,
bottom.
and then yes. Is this a galaxy brain?
I'm gonna have to call up Donald Smith Jr. He's the
He's your-
resident meme master at
The memologist.
at my place of residence.
I like that term, memologist.
Yeah, the
That's good.
memologist.
Now that you've retired from being pro tour historian, because you're a historian emeritus, maybe you could be a memologist.
I don't think I am qualified, but I'm willing to do a lot of study. I'm willing to spend a lot of time at some online
Put the work
meme
in.
university.
Yeah, I've got some pictures
think
in
that's just
Slack
called
I
Reddit,
can
right?
show you. Yeah.
That might be like a hello fellow kids moment for you.
It's probably a hello fellow kids moment for all of us. Memes are just incomprehensible these days. Do you remember the bongo cat meme that was just a cat playing bongos?
Mm-mm.
That was good. That was a
That
pure
was
meme.
like, it didn't last that long, but I saw it all over the place.
Yeah, it was just like it was a GIF from Japan of a cartoon cat that was like tapping on a table playing bongos.
I've seen a live action cat playing a piano.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, not keyboard cat, just like
Oh, okay.
Bongo cat. And they made
bongo.
like
Yeah,
all
of
sorts of
course.
different instruments and like.
Can we? Are there enough cats to put together like a cat orchestra? Like we could have.
I think somebody
piano
did
cat?
like a cat orchestra
Yeah, they
with
did.
bongo cat.
Okay.
I think they were playing the Evangelion theme. If you're going for maximum meme
Oh my
value,
goodness.
just wait till that comes to Netflix, and then it's going to be all Evangelion memes all the time. We'll have to have an intervention. That's I'm trying to transition to the
That-
next
that
card, which is
segue
It's a good
was-
intervene.
segue into
It was
the
so
next
close
card.
to
It didn't.
perfect.
It didn't come up on the screen though. Intervene is 1 and a blue for an interrupt. Counter target spell that targets a creature. That's very situational.
Pretty sweet art again.
Oh, okay.
Very unique.
Yeah, I mean this card has sort of been upgraded over time. Like generally, you get to draw a card off of something like this.
Yeah, I think that seems too situational just to run as its own card,
Sort
unless
of.
like somebody's like doing some sort of enchantment deck.
It's a pretty insane limited card to
Right.
to have, like, especially if in this limited block there were a lot of auras your opponent could play on their own creatures.
And
it didn't have to
removal.
be target a creature you control,
That's
which was
true.
kind of cool about it. So
So it
it
gets
could-
rid of
Yeah.
auras, removal, all sorts of good stuff.
yeah, you could counter
is
the
neat.
embraces with this. I remember.
Oh,
This is sort of
that's what it
evolved
was for.
into
eh?
dive down in modern day.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because it's like give a creature hexproof and like
Right.
boost the toughness
The,
or
the,
something.
the cool things you guys are talking about are not necessarily things we want, because we would like people to be able to cast auras on their own creatures.
You want to make auras good. I feel like there's been a real magic move to make auras playable again. Make auras
Yeah.
good again.
I mean, auras are really exciting cards. Like it is fun to suit up one creature, go tall, and just kind of run over your opponent. But it's not gameplay everyone enjoys.
Right. What about? I feel like Wizards they've had an about face on auras. About face is 1 in red. Instant. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Effects that alter that creature's power alter its toughness instead, and vice versa this turn.
Pauper All-Star, right?
Oh yeah,
It
isn't it?
does it see play in Pauper?
Yeah, isn't there the whatever the guys that you discard a card to boost their toughness?
Oh, in like the
I forget.
Tireless Tribe.
Yeah, Tireless
kinda
Tribe.
decks.
Yeah. This is a card that goes into that deck, and there might be other versions of this as well, but I think you're just looking to be as redundant as possible.
This has kind of evolved into a blue effect with Twisted Image.
And like blue black and stuff like that. What about Angelic Curator?
More
One and
protection
white.
from artifacts.
I haven't actually seen that many artifacts in this
Well,
set.
they were all in Saga. There was a lot of them in the previous set.
This is the response. It's a 1/1 flyer for 1 with protection from artifacts. That seems fine. What about Sleeper's Guile? That's 2 and a black for an enchantment. Enchanted creature cannot be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures, so it gets fear.
Fear.
Yep.
And when it's put into a graveyard from play, return it to its owner's hand. Ooh.
Oh, is this?
This is like the ranker cycle.
I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that was a cycle.
Yeah, there was like a white one that was like +1, +2. And yeah, they were great because you could sack them to Oratog.
Oh,
Right,
nice,
you know.
nice.
Get them to come back and play them and sack them again.
Very sweet.
And now we're into our uncommons. Our first one is Peace and Quiet, which is something I think we
Sounds
can
like
all
it
get
kills
behind.
enchantments.
It does. It just destroy 2 target enchantments. As soon as it goes onto the card reader there, we can all see it. So it's 1 and a white to destroy some enchantments. Destroy 2. So if you don't have 2 enchantments you can destroy, you can't cast this,
Right,
though.
right.
I think nowadays they would say destroy up to 2.
Up to.
Yep.
So you could get the one you need instead of having to also hose your own.
But boy, you felt good when you resolved this.
When you got both of them,
When you
right?
got both
right,
of them.
right.
You felt great.
What's the extreme example of this? Decimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you got to get all the things, but when you do,
But the thing is also, we were talking about those enchantments that came back, like the one before this that we were just talking about. You could target your own. So you could target your own ranker.
Oh, right. To get it into the graveyard so you can recast on a better
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Smart. Lone Wolf is 2 and green for a 2/2, but it's kind of neat because you can have it deal combat damage to the defending player instead of creatures blocking it. So you have to block to kill it. No chumping here.
this is like the less famous version of Thorn Elemental.
I think this is
That's
the
what I was
first
gonna say.
version.
Okay.
I think this precedes Thorn Elemental, but I'm not sure.
Got it. Yeah.
Should we do our foil last or our rare last?
Our foil rare.
Foil.
It's not a foil rare.
Foil
Damn it.
last. Foil last.
Foil last. All right. I feel, Una Fricker, once again.
Oh yeah,
Animal expert.
Animals, yeah.
Animal.
Yeah.
Oh, so Thorn Elemental that's the next set, right?
Yeah, Destiny.
Yeah, that's Urza's Destiny. So they experimented with it. Lone Wolf didn't break the metagame.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
then-
all right, we can juice it
All right,
up a
let's go
little
big.
Literally. Our rare planar collapse. During your upkeep, if there are 4 or more creatures in play, sacrifice planar collapse and destroy all creatures. Those creatures cannot be regenerated this turn. Huh.
So we were talking about Defense of the Heart as one of the chase cards coming in. This is also this is a similar cycle.
Right.
I don't know if it was all 5 cards, if they did one in all 5 colors, but this is similar to Defense of the Heart, but not quite as good.
Right. Yep.
So
Cool design, but
Although-
just kind of easy to play around.
Yeah.
yeah, you just don't cast a 4th creature, I suppose, and then your opponent can't cast. Oh, that's weird. I don't know.
I mean, it was fine.
Sure.
It seems okay.
2 mana.
Not a constructed card.
Right.
And we got a foil, so definitely they did foils in this set. We got Hope and Glory. There's Hope and
sweet.
left and Glory on the right. Untap 2 target creatures. Each of them gets +1/+1 till end of turn.
We like to call this in Limited a bloodbath waiting to happen.
I love these kinds of tricks in Limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I attack because you've got no blockers. Lol, I eat your 2 dudes. Because 1 and a white is a very small amount to keep open.
It's also like an uncommon, so like people don't tend to like want to play around your uncommon tricks.
Well,
Or even think about it.
Yeah.
yeah, like are you gonna not attack because they might have 1 uncommon trick that
And,
you
like-
haven't seen before? Like if I'd seen it, I'd definitely be very cautious.
Winning a game is like nice, but blowing people out with things like this, it just. Even if I lose, like my heart grows 2 sizes that day.
That's the
You
A
see
plus
me,
grade
Brittany.
we can both
You see
agree on.
me.
We can all agree that Hope and Glory and crushing somebody's dreams into a fine paste. That gets an A plus.
in the
this
more
team.
recent set, like Tower Defense, everybody's like, that card's bad. I'm like, yeah, but one time I 5-for-1 them. It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
So all of the other times it sat in my hand and did nothing, it's fine.
As long as there's that one
Well,
time.
you just gotta wait it out till all the evaluations come out. They're like, no one would ever play this card.
Right.
You're like, all right, it's time to strike.
There's some value
good.
in that.
Sure.
Because we're in such a spoiler culture now where we know every card and everyone knows, Luis and Marshall's evaluation.
What's good? What's bad?
Yeah,
right?
and like there is some value in playing a card like off the radar a little bit,
Totally.
and finding a window where you can use it because people are not expecting it.
well, even like say bad cards. Bad cards.
You are quick.
can have their own use. Like I know that I was playing some I was drafting War of the Spark, and I brought in Soren's Thirst, which is not a very good. It's not great, but you know what it kills? A 2/2, and they had a 2/2 that was ranching me, and I don't even remember what it was. But I was like, I'm bringing in Soren's Thirst. They'll never see it coming, and they didn't. Right?
But it's dead.
Yeah, and I gained 2 life off it. So. Bad cards, sometimes situationally good, I guess. Or even average
That
cards.
is essentially a U.S. national championship winning card right there.
Is it really?
Well, it's better. It's slightly better. In fact, the one that
Is
won
that
that.
really a part of the Vampire Tutor deck?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was whatever the original. I can't remember now.
Vicious Hunger.
Vicious Hunger. Yeah, which was a sorcery.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it wasn't even as good as this.
It wasn't even as good as this. That John Finkel won the U.S. national championship with that card.
I've always historically liked Soren's Thirst and Limited. I think in this set it's the weakest that it's been in a long time,
I
but
agree.
I also,
I do
by
like it
the
in
way,
general.
one of my favorite pieces of art in the history of Magic, Vicious Hunger.
Oh.
That's an intimidating fellow right there.
Yeah.
Is that Krovax?
Do you think he's gonna
so.
push his head flat, or do you think he's gonna
I don't wanna-
pull his head apart?
I don't want to think.
I think
about
he's
it.
just holding it
Isn't
still
he
so
just
he
trying
can
to
take
munch
a bite.
it? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he's like, look, I see you've got a lot of tension, so I'm going to work on the
It's a
tempo.
nice little massage. Yeah.
And the vicious hunger just refers to that Krovax needs a Snickers.
Yeah. Crovax is like, do you feel better yet?
Well, that was a wide-ranging discussion of many topics, including playability of cards limited and the grading structure. As
We like to grade on the mana curve here.
yeah. So thank you so much for joining us for Tap Tap Concede. As a reminder, everything we do is brought to you by CardKingdom.com. It's a kingdom of cards. Once again, they can't stop me saying that. And by you at Patreon.com. So for myself, for Michael, for Brittany, for Brian, thank you so much, and we will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye.
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 Goofed it.